هل تعلم أن الاستماع للقصص وقراءتها باللغة الإنجليزية سوف يرفع حصيلتك من الكلمات بشكل مدهش في وقت قصير؟ اعلم أيضا أن التكرار له مفعول السحر في تعلم اللغة الأجنبية، وهو ده المبدأ اللي بيقوم عليه هذا الفيديو. هتعمل ايه دلوقتي؟ 1. استمع للجملة مرتين. 2. كررها بصوتك بنفس الطريقة مرة واحدة في فترة الصمت. هتلاقي الكلمات مترجمة بالعربية. 3. اكتبها في دفترك وارجع ليها بعد اسبوع مثلا، او ارجع للفيديو ده واتفرج عليه مرة تانية، لان الكلمة الجديدة بالنسبة لك هتبقى بعد اسبوع كلمة قديمة وهتثبت في ذهنك للأبد. لو وصلت بهذه الطريقة الرائعة هتكون الفوائد عظيمة، وهي: 1. تدريب أذنيك على سماع وفهم اللغة الإنجليزية. 2. التدريب على التحدث باللغة الإنجليزية، لأنك مش هتسمع وانت صامت، بل هتكون إيجابي متحدث تماما مثل أبطال القصة. 3. زيادة الكلمات اللي بتعرفها بشكل سريع. 4. التخلص من ملل الدروس الروتينية والاستمتاع بأحداث القصة. استمر، لأن دراسة اللغة يحتاج للاستمرار والمواظبة، وأوعدك أن الطريقة دي هيكون ليها تأثير عظيم إن شاء الله.
Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Part 1. The Prisoner on the Marshes. Part 1. The Prisoner on the Marshes. Pip is a young boy. Pip is a young boy. He has no mother and father. He has no mother and father. He lives on the marshes. He lives on the marshes, near the great River Thames. Near the great River Thames. Near the great River Thames. One day he is sitting in the churchyard. One day he is sitting in the churchyard. One day he is sitting in the churchyard. He is looking at his parents' graves. He is looking at his parents' graves. He is looking at his parents' graves. Suddenly, someone grabs him. Suddenly, someone grabs him. Suddenly, someone grabs him. It's a prisoner. It's a prisoner. It's a prisoner. He is escaping from the prison ships on the river. He is escaping from the prison ships on the river. He is escaping from the prison ships on the river. Pip is very afraid. Pip is very afraid.
What's your name?
Pip, sir.
What's your name?
Pip, sir.
I want food. I want food. Get me some.
Yes, sir.
Get me some.
Yes, sir. You must be very hungry, sir.
Yes, I am.
You must be very hungry, sir.
Yes, I am.
You must be very hungry, sir.
Yes, I am. And bring me a file to cut these chains. And bring me a file to cut these chains. And bring me a file to cut these chains. But don't tell anyone.
No, sir.
But don't tell anyone.
No, sir.
But don't tell anyone.
No, sir.
Pip runs back to the house. Pip runs back to the house. He lives with his sister and her husband, Joe. He lives with his sister and her husband, Joe. He lives with his sister and her husband, Joe. They are poor, simple people. They are poor, simple people. They are poor, simple people. Joe is the village blacksmith. Joe is the village blacksmith. Joe is the village blacksmith. And he is very kind. And he is very kind. He loves Pip. He loves Pip. But Pip's sister is nasty and bad-tempered. 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 She likes hitting her little brother. She likes hitting her little brother. She likes hitting her little brother. In the middle of the night, Pip steals some food from the kitchen for the prisoner. In the middle of the night, Pip steals some food from the kitchen for the prisoner. In the middle of the night, Pip steals some food from the kitchen for the prisoner.
You are a bad boy. You are a bad boy.
Get me some food. Get me some food.
I'm afraid of my sister. I'm afraid of my sister. But I'm very afraid of the prisoner. But I'm very afraid of the prisoner. It's very bad to steal food. It's very bad to steal food. It's very bad to steal food. But I must do it. But I must do it. Where is Joe's file? Where is Joe's file? Where is Joe's file? I must take it to help the prisoner. I must take it to help the prisoner. I must take it to help the prisoner.
Pip gets up early and runs across the marshes. Pip gets up early and runs across the marshes. Pip gets up early and runs across the marshes. It is very cold and misty. It is very cold and misty. It is very cold and misty. The sun is rising. The sun is rising. The sun is rising. He sees another prisoner. He sees another prisoner. But the man runs away. But the man runs away. Pip takes the food and the file to the prisoner in the churchyard. Pip takes the food and the file to the prisoner in the churchyard.
Here is the food. Here is the food. You must be very cold and hungry, sir. You must be very cold and hungry, sir. You must be very cold and hungry, sir.
Thank you, boy. This food is good. Thank you, boy. This food is good. Thank you, boy. This food is good.
There's another prisoner on the marshes, sir. There's another prisoner on the marshes, sir. There's another prisoner on the marshes, sir. He has a scar on his face. He has a scar on his face. He has a scar on his face.
What? He is my enemy. What? He is my enemy. What? He is my enemy. Give me the file. Quick! Give me the file. Quick! Give me the file. Quick! I must find him. I must find him. I must find him.
Pip goes back to the house. Pip goes back to the house. Pip goes back to the house. When his sister cannot find the food for dinner, she is very angry. When his sister cannot find the food for dinner, she is very angry. When his sister cannot find the food for dinner, she is very angry. But then some soldiers arrive. But then some soldiers arrive. But then some soldiers arrive. They want Joe to help them. They want Joe to help them. He must mend their equipment. He must mend their equipment. He must mend their equipment. The soldiers are looking for the prisoners. The soldiers are looking for the prisoners. The soldiers are looking for the prisoners. Joe takes Pip to the marshes to watch. Joe takes Pip to the marshes to watch. Joe takes Pip to the marshes to watch. The soldiers find the prisoners. The soldiers find the prisoners. The soldiers find the prisoners. They are fighting because they are enemies. They are fighting because they are enemies. They are fighting because they are enemies. The soldiers take the prisoners back to the prison ship. The soldiers take the prisoners back to the prison ship. The soldiers take the prisoners back to the prison ship.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid. The prisoner thinks that I'm helping the soldiers. The prisoner thinks that I'm helping the soldiers. The prisoner thinks that I'm helping the soldiers. It isn't true. It isn't true.
The soldiers are taking the prisoners to the prison ship. The soldiers are taking the prisoners to the prison ship. The soldiers are taking the prisoners to the prison ship. Poor men, I'm sorry for them. Poor men, I'm sorry for them. Poor men, I'm sorry for them.
You are my enemy. You are my enemy. I want to kill you. I want to kill you. I want to kill you.
You're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. Now we're both going back to prison. Now we're both going back to prison. Now we're both going back to prison. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Part 1. The Prisoner on the Marshes. Pip is a young boy. He has no mother and father. He lives on the marshes, near the great River Thames. One day, he is sitting in the churchyard. He is looking at his parents' graves. Suddenly, someone grabs him. It's a prisoner. He is escaping from the prison ships on the river. Pip is very afraid.
What's your name?
Pip, sir.
I want food. Get me some.
Yes, sir. You must be very hungry, sir.
Yes, I am. And bring me a file to cut these chains. But don't tell anyone.
No, sir.
Pip runs back to the house. He lives with his sister and her husband, Joe. They are poor, simple people. Joe is the village blacksmith, and he is very kind. He loves Pip. But Pip's sister is nasty and bad-tempered. She likes hitting her little brother. In the middle of the night, Pip steals some food from the kitchen for the prisoner.
You are a bad boy.
Get me some food.
I'm afraid of my sister, but I'm very afraid of the prisoner. It's very bad to steal food, but I must do it. Where is Joe's file? I must take it to help the prisoner.
Pip gets up early and runs across the marshes. It is very cold and misty. The sun is rising. He sees another prisoner, but the man runs away. Pip takes the food and the file to the prisoner in the churchyard.
Here is the food. You must be very cold and hungry, sir.
Thank you, boy. This food is good.
There's another prisoner on the marshes, sir. He has a scar on his face.
What? He is my enemy. Give me the file. Quick, I must find him.
Pip goes back to the house. When his sister cannot find the food for dinner, she is very angry. But then some soldiers arrive. They want Joe to help them. He must mend their equipment. The soldiers are looking for the prisoners. Joe takes Pip to the marshes to watch. The soldiers find the prisoners. They are fighting because they are enemies. The soldiers take the prisoners back to the prison ship.
I'm afraid. The prisoner thinks that I'm helping the soldiers. It isn't true.
The soldiers are taking the prisoners to the prison ship. Poor men. I'm sorry for them.
You are my enemy. I want to kill you.
You're stupid. Now we're both going back to prison.